What is the stock market really? The psychology behind share prices? It's 1602. A Dutch trading company needs money to sail to Asia. Spices, silk, and a route that could make them the richest men alive. But the voyage costs more than any single merchant can afford. So they do something no one has done before. They split the company into small pieces and sell those pieces to anyone willing to pay. Sailors, bakers, school teachers. In exchange, a share of whatever comes back. That's it. That's the whole idea. The stock market, one of the most powerful financial machines in human history, started as a group of strangers betting on a boat. Act 1. What is a stock? Let's say you want to start a business, a small tea stall. You need $10,000 to get started. Equipment, rent, raw materials. You have $5,000. Your friend puts in the other $5,000. Now you each own half the business, half the profits, half the losses. That ownership and that claim on the business is what a stock represents. When a company grows large enough, instead of asking one friend, it asks thousands of strangers. It splits itself into millions of tiny pieces called shares and sells them publicly. Buy one share of a company, you own a tiny slice of it. The company gets money to grow. You get a stake in what they build. Simple trade, simple idea. Act 2. Why do prices move? Here's where it gets interesting. Once shares exist, people can trade them with each other. And the price of a share isn't fixed. It moves every second based on one thing only: what people believe it's worth. If investors think a company will earn more money in the future, they want to own more of it. Demand goes up, price goes up. If they think trouble is coming, bad earnings, a new competitor, a scandal, they want out. Supply floods the market, price drops. This is the market pricing in expectations. Not just reality, but the story people tell themselves about the future. That's why a company can post record profits and its stock price still falls, because investors were expecting even bigger profits. The stock market isn't a scale that weighs value. It's a mirror that reflects belief. Act 3. How the market actually works. In India, most trading happens on two exchanges, the BSE and the NSE. Think of them as giant, invisible auction rooms running from 9:15 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. every weekday. You want to buy shares of a company, you place a buy order through your broker or an app. Somewhere else, another person wants to sell those same shares. The exchange matches you. Transaction complete, ownership transferred, all in milliseconds. Millions of these transactions happen every single day. Individuals, mutual funds, foreign institutions, algorithms, all of them expressing their beliefs about the future, simultaneously in the same room. The price you see on your screen is the last agreed trade, the consensus of millions of decisions made right now. Act 4. The uncomfortable part. Now here's what they don't tell you at the beginning. The market has a long-term upward bias. Economies grow, companies earn more, stocks generally rise over decades. But in the short term, it's chaos. Prices swing on rumors, on tweets, on fear, on nothing at all. Studies show that missing just the 10 best trading days in a decade, 10 days out of roughly 2,500, can cut your returns nearly in half. And those 10 days, they almost always happen right after the worst days, when everyone has already panicked and sold. The people who time the market, who think they can predict when to get in and out, almost always lose to the people who simply stay in. Not because the market rewards genius, because it punishes impatience. So here's where we leave you. The stock market is not a casino, though it can feel like one. It's not a guaranteed wealth machine, though it has made many people wealthy. It's a system built on a 400-year-old idea that strangers can pool risk, share ownership, and fund things bigger than any one person could build alone. But it runs on something far more fragile than algorithms or regulations. It runs on confidence. The moment enough people believe the system is broken, it breaks, which raises a question worth sitting with. If the price of a stock is just what people believe it's worth, and what people believe can change overnight, what is anything actually worth?